Sean Wieda here with Wiedas Marine, and today we're going to change up our videos a little bit. If you'd like some more in-depth reviews on a Skeeter, you can check out some of our other videos. But today what I wanted to do is maybe highlight a Skeeter ZX250 for maybe some folks that are, maybe considering their first bass boat, or they're kind of new to the sport. We've got more and more high school fishing teams and younger people getting involved in bass fishing. And I want to kind of go over the boat for maybe the first time boat buyer. And when you're looking at a bass boat, one of the things that we've been privileged to get in the last few years is we have a lot of companies like Skeeter who have put out a package for us. And what is nice about a package boat is the boat comes equipped with a lot of the gear that maybe even 5 or 6 years ago was all custom add-ons. So this ZX250 is 20 foot 10 inch. We call it a 21 footer. And most boats of that size, we're going to have a 250 Yamaha show on the back of it. All right. And we got a single power pole, shallow water anchor. Okay. This is not hooked up right now. You see the wire tie and stuff, but obviously it's a hydraulic shallow water anchor. This goes down. It's going to hold you still. Okay. Why would you want to be held still? Well, the wind's blowing from your back. You're going into your favorite pocket, throwing a rattle trap. You catch one out of a school. You're fighting it in. By the time you get that fish into the boat, you've drifted into that pocket and you've spooked other fish you potentially might have caught. And that's why power poles are so popular. The other reason power poles are popular, of course, we think of applications like flipping, where we want to make repeated flips into the same target, or a bed fishing scenario where a fish is on a bed and we want to hold ourselves still. A lot of folks will opt for 2 power poles. With 2 power poles, we actually can anchor into the wind. With 1, we kind of have to just have the wind to our back, but with 2, we could anchor into the wind. That would be an option, but this package boat comes with that. Comes with a jack plate already, okay? This one's actually an optional hydraulic jack plate, but a manual jack plate, the purpose of it is to set the motor further back away from the transom. Again, if you're watching this video and you've owned a bunch of bass boats, we know you know all that. I'm just highlighting this for maybe someone that's looking for their first bass boat. So a jack plate takes that motor, it puts it further away from the transom so that it gets cleaner water. It also, if we can look right here, acts like a lever. As I move back, that's going to allow more leverage for me to lift the bow. When the bow lifts, it's going to allow me to get more speed and more hull out of the water. All right. Skeeter is one of the most legendary bass boat builders out there, building boats since the 40s, and their iconic design has changed and evolved throughout the years. But one thing that you'll see with the Skeeter is one of the widest points is here at the console. What that does is it allows you a very wide deck. Most fishermen want a wide deck, and the reason for that is we like to have a lot of rods and reels out. If you put several rods and reels out on your front deck, the narrower decks, they become crowded, they become tripping hazards. So most customers, they want that wider deck. By having that widest point at the console, that's going to allow you to have a wider front deck. Comfortable seats are also a trademark of a modern bass boat, and Skeeter probably does it best. We've got very ergonomic seats with lumbar support. It's going to take any of the shock that you get from off water out of your backside and into that seat, which is really, really nice. Going back to the whole package boat idea, this is going to come with a 12-inch Humminbird Helix 12. This is a depth finder, fish finder, side imaging, okay? And again, this video is kind of for our first-time buyers. So a lot of first-time buyers say, well, what is that? Well, we have side imaging will show us what is out to the sides of our boat and give us a very photo-esque quality picture of what's below us, whether it be an old tire, whether it be rocks, dock poles, whatever. We have traditional 2D sonar, which is the traditional graphic type sonar, shows you what's below the boat, and it's traditionally used to find fish by seeing arches. We also have down scan, which is like the side scan, except it points down. All that plus a GPS system that'll accept map cards and show you contours of the lake is all on this Humminbird Helix 12, okay? We have a matching unit up front that's in a 10-inch screen, and we have a new style trolling motor on this boat called an Ultrex, okay? Again, bass fishermen, we like to have control over our boat. By having the Ultrex on this boat, it has the ability to hold yourself still. It has a spot lock button, and it has a internal GPS in the head, and the trolling motor will actually hold you in rough water. So if you're in a little deeper water than your power poles will reach, that will allow you to hold and repetitively fish an offshore spot again and again and again, okay? But obviously, going back into a Skeeter, another thing that's unique as we move inside. All right, folks, once we're on board this ZX250 Skeeter, we can see how wide the front deck is. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the whole idea is to have multiple rods out and have plenty of room to move around. Now, what's unique about Skeeter compared to a lot of bass boats is they have a very untraditional layout on the front. It's really meant for multiple uses, and we have two what is called day boxes. These boxes are very popular to put your tackle that you may use throughout the day in. It's also a good place to pitch baits that you're cutting and tying off and trying different lures throughout the day. You throw them in there, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a first-time boat buyer and you have very limited tackle. One thing that's going to happen is as you grow and evolve fishing, you're going to get more and more and more tackle, and that's why bass boats have so much storage. We have room for two rod areas, and this is designed where if we don't want to use this for rods, we can still use this for all of our Plano boxes, put them in the center, or we can put a ton of rods, and they have mega tubes. If you look inside here, these big wide open mouths, you put your rods in the socks, and there's tons of rooms in there. This they're calling this the team advantage layout on the deck, but whether you fish alone or you fish with a team, it's a really unique layout. Now, once we've looked at those center middle compartments, what we have is we come over here and we have Plano boxes built in here, room for rods. If we want to eliminate this, we can still put rods in there. We've got plenty of room for tackle. We come over to this compartment as well, and we've already got integrated into here plenty of Plano tackle boxes. All right, more storage up here. Again, if you're buying your first boat and you're thinking, I'll never fill that 21-footer up with tackle, give it a few years, and you'll be wishing you had even more storage. But there's a lot of other unique things that make a Skeeter a Skeeter. Dry, soft ride, easy planing, slow speed planing. A lot of folks want to talk about how fast a bass boat is. Well, in a lot of cases, being able to go very slow so that you can cautiously scout, look, navigate safely in timbered waters, those are all important features of a bass boat. I urge you, if you're looking for your first boat, to give this Skeeter ZX series a look. And if you're a seasoned tournament fisherman that's owned a dozen boats, this boat has everything that a serious tournament fisherman or professional even needs in a very value-priced unit. Where do you go to get one of these? Wiedas Marine. You can see we have one of the largest selections of bass boats anywhere in our region, and surely can help you find, whether it be a 16-footer through a 21-footer, what you're looking for. Give us a call, Wiedas Marine, 859-647-2628. That's 859-647-BOAT.